Hello everyone, this is Maximilian, and in this episode we're actually doing something strategically related. We are actually going to get Articuno and Zapdos in this episode, so it's not going to be a full-length one because there really wasn't much else worth doing with the last 4 minutes or so that I had. But I figured this will be the next logical step, since we're basically at that point in the game when we can start venturing out and doing things. Level grinding is always good at this point because we're just not quite ready for Blaine yet. And a lot of you have been asking me how to get Articuno, so I figured this would be a great way to show you. When I'd initially played this game, it took me forever to get it, but that's because I didn't really go about this intelligently. This dungeon really isn't as complicated as a lot of people would think it would be. It's actually only a series of 2 different rocks that you have to drop in order to actually stop the flow of the water so that you can surf to Articuno. I actually was able to determine that it would, or where these rocks would go and how you would move them very quickly. It's all very reminiscent of a Zelda puzzle if you've ever played one. Actually, it's a lot less complicated too. But it actually took a lot longer than I should have. I don't know why I jumped down the hole. But you need to go ahead and move that first boulder in the top left out of the way so you can drop that one that's beneath it down into the hole. You don't have to drop down into the hole like I did. I don't know why I did it. It was a mistake. But after you've done that, you need to go up and push the rock that's on the right with where the 2 rocks are paired all the way to the top. And then you need to push that one down, the one on the left, in between those 2 rocks at a diagonal, so that way you can position it in front of the hole and drop it. Once you have dropped those 2 rocks, you can go ahead and then surf to Articuno because the flow will be stopped. So in all reality, this should take maybe 5 minutes. I just kind of randomly guessed at it haphazardly the first time I went through this, but looking at the maps again, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. So yeah, Articuno really isn't that hard to get. Maybe I just blew it out of proportion. But that is how you get it. So I've got Articuno. Zapdos is incredibly straightforward. There's nothing really to think about there. You just kind of push your way right and up, and eventually you will make your way there. If you're going to go exploring for items in the power plant, you do run the risk of running into a level 40 Voltorb or a level 43 Electrode. I think it's like a 50-50 chance, usually with these with the Pokeballs, at least that's how they're distributed. So be prepared to fight against them if you are going to check for all the items that are in there. I actually didn't get a chance to get to each and every item. I'm going to try and go back there and see if I can get the rest. But I don't think there's much anything of any significance in there aside from Zapdos himself. So in reality, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I can always double check. And now that I have determined the Elite Four team, I'm going to actually be raising Lapras now. So next episode, I'll start getting him up to par with the team. I'll do my little rare candying, because I'm not going to take the time to level grind him 20 levels because you guys decided that was going to be funny. So I'll do that, and then I think we're going to go to the abandoned laboratory on Cinnabar Island. That seems like the next logical step to me anyway. Then after that, we can fight Blaine, and we can head back to Viridian City and take on Giovanni. So we actually shouldn't be too long before we actually hit the Elite Four. Maybe, I don't know, I'd venture to say anywhere from 5 to 10 episodes, not too long. But now that I've basically covered the strategy for this entire episode, I'd like to talk to you a little more about real life and what's going on with me. I actually just found out that I got accepted to the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, so I'm going to Hong Kong next semester. And that means I'm going to be doing these videos while in Asia, assuming that I still have more of these to do. So when I upload them, it's probably going to be somewhere in the middle of the afternoon, your guys' time, because I think after daylight savings takes effect, there is a 14-hour time difference between between Hong Kong and the central United States time zone. Eastern would be 15 hours. So it's a ridiculous amount of time when I think about it. I can only imagine how the jet lag is going to be affecting me the first few days. Like, 14 hours is a long time. Essentially, right now when I'm recording this, it's 4:30 in the afternoon. So in Hong Kong, it would be 2 a.m. at the same time I'm recording this. So when I'm just at the prime in the middle of the day, it's going to be 2 in the morning in Hong Kong. That's going to take me a little while to adjust to. And then there's coming back, because I'm going to try to be getting a summer internship. So if I do get an internship, more than likely, I'm going to have to start as soon as I get back. However, I'm going to have to overcome a 15 hour jet lag before I can do that. So this is going to make things interesting, to say the least. But I've got my passport. I just need to start filling out some insurance paperwork, file for housing, blah, 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 do all that technical stuff, and then I'm on my way to Hong Kong. I don't know, maybe I do plan on taking a ton of pictures while I'm there, so maybe I can post some in a video or something. I think Woody did that for his camping trip, which was kind of cool. I know for a fact my mom is definitely going to be wanting me to take pictures because she's a huge travel nut. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll post something up if that's something you guys want to see. I don't know what I'm going to do in Hong Kong, though. Because it's totally different when you're completely on your own and you're essentially reliant on public transit and things like that. Because you have to take an airplane to get there, which essentially means you have to pack incredibly light. You can't just bring everything that you want to, and which is going to be hard for me because I have a hard time packing light. But you have to bring the absolute bare necessities of the stuff that you need. Which means I can't bring a bike. I hope I'm going to be able to bring my television and Xbox, because that's basically going to be the only way I'll be able to communicate with people. Because cell phone bills, international calls, and data plans are just absolutely retarded. So I'm going to be left to the mercy of the internet and Xbox Live to communicate with the rest of the world, the people that I know. And then also, you're completely on your own. You have no parents with you. You're half a world away from everybody you know. And you're on just this giant archipelago of islands in one of the most densely populated cities in the world. I would imagine that it'd be kind of easy to get lost, but at the same time, there's so much to do. I don't know how I'm going to manage to take it all in the short time that I'm there. Because the semester is actually 2 weeks shorter in Hong Kong than it is in the United States. They run on 14-week semesters, which is a good thing. It means I get a much longer Christmas break. So I actually get off in the third week of December. I think December 17th for my school here. But the semester doesn't start till February 1st in Hong Kong, which equates to essentially a 5 to 6 week Christmas break. And for all of you who are in high school, I can imagine how jealous you are right now, because I was there once. I know how much better the college kids had it, and I have to tell you, it's true. Your breaks are so much better when you're in college, but then again, the workload you do is so much more drastic and time-consuming that you have to offset it somehow. There's a reason why college kids get longer breaks than high school kids, and that's because they do a lot more work. But in the long run, I think it's worth it. So that's my current situation right now. I've been going through several internship interviews, working through applications and paperwork to get to Hong Kong, and my life has just been busy, super busy. I'm pretty sure it's going to be that way until about Thanksgiving break. I think I actually get some downtime to myself right around there, because I've just been having non-stop projects, speeches, assignments, tests, you name it. I've had everything going on that you can imagine in the past few weeks. So I'm going to have some fun on Thanksgiving break. And I'm going to take it really easy. I plan on sleeping until the afternoon at the very least. And I really don't plan on waking up until I absolutely have to, because I'm going to have to catch up on sleep with all the sleep I'm going to be missing this next week or so. Oh yeah, I should probably mention this. I finally caved in to peer pressure. I just sucked it up and pre-ordered a copy of Black Ops. I'm crossing my fingers really hard right now, hoping that Treyarch doesn't absolutely blow this one, because right now Second Chance Pro is looking really, really broken. I'm sure if any of you haven't heard of it yet, you can find websites that list all the pro perks now. But right now, Second Chance Pro looks to be absolutely broken. I hope they patch it, because it's it just creates so much potential for bad things to happen. But aside from that, I mean, the gameplay looks really good. The new perks that they have look like they're going to be very interesting to utilize. The fact there's no stopping power Juggernaut is also another interesting factor. The weapons look pretty good despite the fact that they're Vietnam era. And as far as I can tell, quickscoping really isn't going to be that hard. Not that I really care much about quickscoping. I was never really a big into that. But I would occasionally fool around with friends when we wanted to. So I guess it's not that bad of a deal. But all the customization that they have in there is absolutely ridiculous. I gotta hand it to Treyarch. They really, I guess I could say outdid themselves. Although I don't really know yet because I haven't actually seen the game. But all the new things and features that they have put into this game are just a lot more than I would have expected from them. So, congratulations on at least getting that far with me. So that way, I'm not just completely just discrediting it right off the bat like World at War. Because I'll say it once, I'll say it again, World at War was essentially Modern Warfare 2 in a World War II setting, plus Nazi zombies. This one is a completely different gameplay style, different means of kill streaks, tons of different weapons and features. It has a zombie mode, which is awesome. And man, I'm just I don't know. I'm thinking that I made the right decision pre-ordering it. I hope that I'll be right. But at the very least, I'll have a change of pace from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I've actually just been playing COD 4 quite a bit recently, just because I guess it's just fun to go back to that. It's very simplistic going back to all the old games. I don't know. I just find that I enjoy that game so much. Whenever I feel like raging in Modern Warfare 2, I love going back to that. But I will let you guys know what I think of Black Ops, and we will go into the abandoned laboratory in the next episode. See you then.